Well, hello there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and today we are talking about fundamental supersize business strategy number 32. I call this one best contribution strategy, and I'm actually going to share 8 different ways that you can explore that might be the best for you and your organization. It's going to be different over time. It's going to be different based on the people that are involved in your organization. It's going to be different based on the stage of the life and the stage of business development that your organization happens to be in. I have found that contribution is a two-way street. What we give out and put out into the world, and I've talked about this, what you give is what you get back in return. It's a universal law, not anything I made up, but something that actually applies to all of us, whether we believe it or not. That's what these foundational business strategies are all about. They're things that we want to build into our culture, build into our organization, because they become the foundation that we build the rest of our organization on in order to create the goals and objectives that we want. I'm not saying you do what's right and make the world a better place. We've already talked about that because of what you get in return, although that's the way the world works. What we put into things is what we get out. I'm going to talk about 8 different ways that you can do this, because what we want to do is, if we haven't done any contribution, if we haven't done any of these things yet, it's a great time to say, well, what could we do now? What fits with what we're doing? What would make our community or the world a better place that we can do that enhances our organization and our culture and our people's experience, both inside and outside the organization, to help us to grow and to stand out as enhance our brand. We've talked about all the benefits of contributing before, but let's talk about some specific ways and help you identify what's a way that you could do right now, something you could start doing right now. You might realize that you're already doing a lot of these things. You're just not thinking of it through that lens or through that perspective. We want to do things that help society at large, the environment, our customers. We want to have a corporate social responsibility plan of some sort, right? We want to decide we want to do something. We want to create a plan. We want to start to take action, start small and build upon what works, learn from the lessons from what doesn't work. Because I guarantee every way you try to contribute isn't going to be a home run, just like every marketing strategy we put out there isn't a home run. Every product we launch doesn't necessarily achieve rocket ship success overnight. Sometimes it takes a whole lot of tweaking and testing to perfect the things that we do in our business, just like the things we do in our life, right? Was the very first relationship you ever had the one that you're still in? Any relationship, a friendship, a partnership, etc. Me? No, of course not. We learn and grow and evolve and become a better version of ourselves, which attracts a better version of the people that come into our life, both personally and professionally. So what are some of the ways that we can, and you're probably already doing these, make the world a better place, contribute, and put some positivity into the world? Number 1, support your local communities through job creation. Wherever you're operating, whether it's online, that you're a global community, or in a specific community, you can create jobs in that community which give back by helping people to provide for their family and the people that they love and care about. An example of that, retail businesses and small business support. Target and Walmart, the communities they're in, we can say we don't like them, but guess what? They provide a lot of jobs for people that might not otherwise be able to have jobs. We can implement this strategy by prioritizing local hires, finding local talent, building relationships with other enterprises in the community, as well as supporting local economies through increased commerce, right? Buy local. We see this a lot in the hospitality industry. A second best way to contribute, especially in a local community, is by championing or supporting environmental sustainability. Are you using eco-friendly practices in your organization? Chances are you are in many areas, and you might not even have identified it. Or maybe you're using renewable energy sources and you just do that because that's what you've always done, because that's how you set your business up. But that's actually a very positive impact on the world around you and your community in particular. The tech industry is known for this. Apple moved to use 100% recycled aluminum in their products. They did that a bit ago. And they also have a commitment to being carbon neutral by 2030. You know, everybody's, especially big companies, are setting their carbon neutral goals as part of the Great Green Initiative. Google's efforts to power its data centers with renewable energy is an example of this. Third way to support local is to support local charities and nonprofit organizations. Every community has people that need help, right? Or charities or nonprofits that operate out of different areas. You know, depending on how big your area, your community is, the more options there are for contributing to this. You can give financially, you can partner with them, you can volunteer your time or allow your employees to volunteer their time in order to contribute to the community. Restaurants, cafes, food chains are notorious for this, donating food to food shelves and things. I worked for a big industrial bakery, and I will say one of the most challenging things that I did was find ways to donate food products, bakery products, to organizations. It was actually harder than just eliminating those products and services as waste. But it was a lot more rewarding to know that actual people were consuming the products that were good and they needed in their lives anyway than it was throwing them away. We reduced actually 500,000 pounds of waste a month in that organization, which resulted not only in savings for the organization, but it also made the world a better place, right? Fourth, you can foster educational opportunities or actually lead and offer educational opportunities. The automotive industry, Toyota in particular, is notorious for this. They partner with trade schools and with technical colleges and offer technical training and then offer to hire people that go through and graduate through those programs, which is a great way of not only fostering and promoting education, higher education and technical education, but also providing jobs in the area, jobs in the local communities, right? Fifth, promoting diversity and inclusion. And there's a whole lot of stuff out in the world about this, and you can look into it. As a woman in corporate America 30 plus years ago, diversity has changed dramatically. And the definition of diversity now is different than it was when I was in corporate America or in businesses. But we can be open-minded and I don't want to say fair because I think fair is such a subjective word, but we can do what's right in terms of hiring practices, making sure our hiring practices are not prejudiced. You know, we're seeing a lot of organizations and big companies that have always required a college degree and college education turning to and looking more toward character, capabilities, skills, despite whether someone has a college education or not. But we want to promote diversity and inclusion. The fashion industry is doing this. You know, everybody talks about certain promotions that have been out there that use real people, real models instead of models. Okay, so they're real diverse models, but they're all still models, right? But Nike and Levi are known for taking substantial strides toward promoting diversity from inclusive hiring practices as well as making sure that people of all backgrounds are represented in the marketing of their materials, their products and services. 6, we've got economic empowerment through local sourcing, meaning buy local, right? Farm to table. Hospitality industry is big on this. Hey, our restaurant has got a farm to table system, and that helps to support the local community. 7, encouraging employee volunteerism. This is probably one of the most popular ways that businesses contribute to their local community. Back my first job out of college, we were encouraged to participate in the community, which was actually awesome and fun. And it set me up and other people that joined the organization with me as lifelong participants and contributors to the world, because we learned in our first role out of college that it was valuable from both our personal development and our organization standpoint to be involved in the community in ways of volunteering. Some companies actually give you paid time off to do that. My first job didn't, but it was so fun to volunteer in the different ways that we did or were encouraged to, that who cared if we were getting paid or not. Some companies like JP Morgan Chase actually encourage volunteerism by is that even a word? Volunteering. Volunteering by giving paid time off, paid time to participate and give back. So that's a way of supporting it without actually having to the organization hierarchy have to go out and do it themselves. And finally, 8, innovating for social good. Using our technical abilities, skills, our knowledge, and our wisdom to enhance different organizations in our community or outside. Again, if you're online, it's a global community, so it's all over the place. The healthcare industry is doing this, Johnson & Johnson, and I will not give my 2 cents on this whole pharmaceutical industry and healthcare industry focusing on innovation by investing in healthcare solutions for underserved populations. Johnson & Johnson does that, but they also are creating affordable vaccines, and I won't talk about that either. I think we have strong emotional feelings about certain topics, and that's one I'm not going to touch with a 10-foot pole. So our role in a changing world, in a better world, in making the world a better place requires that we actively participate. Either we or some people in our organizations do that. And how we best do that, how we best serve and make the world a better place, how we contribute is entirely up to us. I would challenge you today to look at and think about these strategies and ask yourself, what are we already doing? Because I'm pretty positive just by being a good business and a good human being and having core values and a mission and principles and purpose, you're probably already doing several of these things. You just haven't formally given yourself credit for it, right? All right, that's it. Have an awesome day. Saturday, so I've got a gazillion things to do and a birthday party this afternoon. If I can help, if you've got a question, if you've got a strategy you want to learn more about, if you've got comments, questions, concerns about any that I've covered, share in the comments below or just message me. Have an awesome day. See you tomorrow.